Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Feels, and I'm back. Just want to give my thoughts, man, on last night's fights. Really enjoyed watching the fights throughout the day. Of course, there was quite a bit of cards, so didn't catch everything. I'm more interested. I tuned in for the Allen Babbitt and Eric Molina. Caught that knockout. Watched a little bit of the UFC. And then, of course, I was just patiently waiting for the Showtime card to catch the outing of, Jerron Boots Ennis, against Thomas Delorme. Caught the Jamal James Budiev fight. Caught the Josu Vargas and Zepeda. So caught a few good ones, man. It was a good day, good night of boxing, fighting all around. But really, I just wanted to speak about Ennis, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and shout out Jamal James. He was just tall. He had Budiev with some hot stuff, really good punches, some 1-2s, and some good uppercuts. He was trying to dig to the body, but he was just getting eaten up on the inside. Budiev was a shorter fighter. He was kind of getting inside of his punches. Jamal James didn't have any steam on his punches, not much pop. So Budiev was walking through a lot of it and just, returning fire. And eventually got stopped, man. He just kind of got started to get beat on. He won a lot of the rounds, not a lot of the rounds, but he won a good portion of the first half of the fight, and then Budiev started to come on towards the end of the fight, man. But I had a feeling it could go that way. I was rooting for Jamal James, the American fighter. But yeah, so we'll get Budiev. I think you got Ugas fighting Stanionis, I think coming up February, March. So the winner of that fight's supposed to fight Budiev, and then we'll have they're going to unify the WBA titles into one, the interim and the super, or the regular and super, something like that. And then who else? So we'll see what happens with Budiev. We might get an Ennis Budiev depending on how the politics play out. If these guys are waiting around for a fight. Earl Spence is coming back in the mix. He's trying to unify, trying to become undisputed. You got Terrence Crawford fighting Sean Porter coming up on November 20th. So it just depends. How things could play out. We could get an Ennis Budiev, and that would be a great fight. Really good fight. I think people will give him a lot more respect for beating Budiev. Go ahead and bringing up that in his fight. He got Delorme out of there pretty quickly. I didn't expect him to get him out of there that quickly. Delorme has already been knocked out a couple times in his career. Before Ennis did that last night. He's also taken several L's, but. His most recent fight, I do believe his most recent fight was with Stanionis, where he won 12 rounds with Stanionis. I believe that was the most recent, but I have to check BoxRec. But I do believe it was Stanionis, and Stanionis took him 12 rounds. Pretty good fight. Stanionis hurt him a couple times during that fight. Stanionis come for a boxer. Just kind of just straightforward. I want to say he's orthodox. Come for a high guard. Fundamental, basic boxing, 1-2 jabs, body work, pressure, that kind of thing. I do actually favor Ugas, but I got to go back and kind of I want to look at that Stanionis and Delorme fight, and then determine, if I think Ugas could get him in that next fight, man. But Jerron Ennis he looked good, man. He got Delorme out of there pretty quick. Immediately you just saw the levels. You saw him switching. Just even in 60 seconds of fighting, he had already done damage. From two different stances. I believe he knocked him out. He was in a southpaw stance. When he knocked him down, officially he was in a orthodox stance when he hit him with the overhand right behind the ear. I saw something on Twitter saying they're trying to, contest the decision or whatever, and file a complaint on the shot. But it was legal. I ran it back. I think we've seen 1,000,001 replays. It looked like he landed right behind the ear. That perfect equilibrium shot. So yeah, man. I don't think that's an issue there. I'm just, I wonder who he's gonna fight next. He's gonna beat a lot of guys, so it's gonna, he's gonna get that rap of, well, who's he fought? The guys he fighting aren't this, they aren't that. Until he's able to get a fight with a top contender, someone with a name like a Porter, a Crawford, or Spence, maybe like a Thurman, Ugas, one of those names. And if he can beat one of those guys, then definitely he'll earn, his full respect, and then he'll probably just continue to gain even more. But I definitely want to continue to keep an eye on Jerron Ennis, and I'm looking forward to see how his career plays out. Definitely a fun fighter to watch, man. He gives you just about everything you want to see, in a fighter. Just the different, looks, the different levels, switch hitter, power in both hands. Seeing him knock down dudes with uppercuts, knockout dude with uppercuts, hooks, straight lefts, straight rights. I mean, it's just incredible. He already has almost 30 fights, so he's gained a lot of experience. Of course, he hasn't fought all killers, but definitely got a lot of experience. He got more fights, or as much fights almost as some of these guys at the top. So, you got to look at that. But, you got to give Ennis, his props, is just in terms of his skill set. That's obvious. With the eye test, you can see the kid's skill set. You saw you saw him in the Sergey Lipinets fight. You saw him just recently, last night in this Delorme fight. Sparking that kid out, but knocking that dude out, and within 60 seconds, of the first round. So, I'm just looking for, to me, just from the eye test and from what I've seen, I could see him rising to the occasion and beating the likes of a Spence Crawford. I can't just outright say that he would beat him. I don't think anybody can. We got to see the fights, but I would definitely give a really, really good argument, and I probably would put my money on the kid on the night, even though, if he lost, that would not be surprising. You lose to a Bud, a Spence. These guys are some of the best welterweights, some of the best fighters, of this generation. So this is the next gen coming in, and this is 24 years old. He has a high ceiling, man. I was thinking, it's I'm gonna go out on a limb, but if he beats 23 more people, he will have surpassed Floyd Mayweather's 50-0, and he's already surpassed him. Well, no, he hasn't surpassed him in knockouts, but he will surpass him in knockouts. Floyd Mayweather had, I believe, 20, he's 50-0 with 27 knockouts, I believe. Really was 49-0, But yeah, man, I'm just looking forward to seeing what the future holds for Ennis. I guess in his next fight, I want him to fight maybe one of the other young up and comers, like a Ben, Conor Ben, Rashidi Ellis. Who else, man? Even maybe like an Avanesian, just to get the names. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just gonna have to stay active. Like, he's not gonna be able to always get A level opponent, even C+ level opponent every fight out, because people are going to be denying his fights. I've already been looking at interviews. I've listened to his father. I've listened to his interviews, and people don't want to fight him, man. You see what you're getting yourself into when you see a Boots in the ring, and you know that that's the other guy on the other side that you have to go against, man. That is a tall task, man. And I'm hearing people say that he big for the weight. Cut that out. He's not big for the weight. He don't seem to be draining down at 147. I've seen it in comments. I've seen it in, they're going to say he big for the weight now, because now if he starts just knocking people out and just going through people, now he too big for the weight. Now he should be at 154, or he should be at 160. No, the kid, he's 24 years old. By the time he's 35, we'll probably see him at 160. Like, that's just how, that's how it's going to move. He don't have to bulk up right now to 154, 160. I think this is a perfect weight for him right now at this age, and to compete, especially if he's making it comfortably, which it does look like he is. He's 5'10", 74-inch reach. I mean, you have bigger welterweights. Leonard was big. You had, Oscar De La Hoya was like 5'10". Even back in the day, Sugar Ray Robinson was like 5'11". Plenty. I mean, Jamal James, who was in the main event, was 6'2". You can't say he's too big for the weight. At 147, these guys are bigger. At 154, even bigger. 160, even bigger. Like, these guys are bigger. At 160, you got, you're gonna have more 6-footers, 6'1", 6'2", 6'3", stuff like that. So I definitely don't think he's too big for the weight. I just think that's just neither here nor there. I think that's just something for people to say. But this kid's a problem. I definitely think he's next gen, pound for pound, top 3 of the next generation for sure. Once these other guys decide what they're doing, whether they move up, whether they give the kid an opportunity or what. But looking forward to see what he does next, man. I definitely got, I got high hopes for Jerron Ennis. I'm all the way on the bus. I think this kid is going to be, no one's unbeatable, but I think it's going to be, it's going to be a very, very special fighter. And just it's going to be you're going to need something different, to beat a Jerron Ennis. You definitely going to need something different, and to match his talent. People keep going back to the amateur days when he was like 16, 17 when he fought that Gary Anton Russell. And I peeped that. And, you could see how Gary Anton Russell just fought him on the inside, pressured him. It was just thug it out on the inside. No separation, just smother his work. But the kid was, 16, 17. So that has nothing to do with him today, at the pro level. So, I don't look too much into that. And Gary Anton Russell right now is at 140. And he hasn't done a ton at 140. So I don't see him even moving up to 147 anytime soon. So we might not even see them dudes fight until they might meet at 154 or something, if something like that. So, you stop talking about that. In my opinion, I think he maybe should get a fight with one of these other up-and-coming dudes. So, can dust one of them off, or, they dust him off, or whatever. Conor being, like I said, Rashidi Ellis. Who else am I thinking of? Said Evanesian, but, give me a Ellis. Give me a Rashidi. Even, this kid Budiev, like I said, Jamal James just lost, so, that probably not going to happen. Custio Clayton, that's another name. But anyway, well, that's all I got for you guys, man. We'll see what Jerron Ennis does next. That was an excellent display last night. And I will catch you guys on the next one. And I'm out.